cheap champions, everybody. Of course, this one starts out with a guy putting a tape in a cassette. Look at what I'm looking at here. Doesn't even start. Cheap champions. The all-new Red Bar game. You're going to love this game.
Yes.
Let me show you. This, my friends, is a fabric sample cutter. Woo! Now, these are industry standards so that you can get an exact piece of cloth from fabric, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, so that you could weigh it to see what the actual weight of the garment is. Hold on. I dropped something. Oh boy. Can't find the top of the scale. Oh, here it is. Don't worry, this is going to have a huge payoff. Let us calibrate the scale to make sure that it's working correctly here. We're going to zero it out. Calibration. We're going to throw on a 100-gram weight until that recognizes that it weighs 100 grams. It does. So we're clear. We take it off. We're clear. We're back to zero. So this thing is doing the right weight now. Thank you. Now let me show you how a fabric sample cutter works. And I think the best way to do it is on our buddy Tom and Bert's latest t-shirt. It's a shirt from Shoe Bear's One Cave. Yes, let's check it out. Whoa. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. Shoe Bear's One Cave. This shirt was $35 before shipping. I believe the shipping was $7 or $8. Rather thin shirt. I'd say the collar is all right, but very basic, very cheap. Check the stitching on the sleeves is always a good place to look. Is it crinkled a bit? You know, if it's crinkled on the garment when you first get it new, imagine what that's going to look like in the wash here. So you always want to look at the sleeve. You want to cut to the close-up there so we could show right here on the sleeve. You see this? You ever get one of these? It's cut a little thin, too. I like a thicker.
Yeah.
So it's a little wrinkly there, or it's a little...
The crinkle on
crummy.
that after a wash is going to be insane.
Let's check. And, of course, the bottom stitching, we got to check. And the same deal here. Oh. Rather thin, rather crinkly. But is that just... Does this keep going? Good. Yeah, so not the best, as expected. And the screen printing, let's go over that. Very basic screen printing. You could tell they're doing this at a factory because this is a very light pass. There was no human hand involved in making this shirt, which I actually prefer the imperfections of handmade screen printing, Jules, over this factory stuff. Because at some point, you know, there's no raised ink here. Like, you could feel that there's ink on top of the shirt, but that's because some factory screen printing machine is going over it with just the minimum amount of ink.
You kind of want it to be like some groupie made it on the back of a bus.
Sure, but you want to, you know, t-shirts were really cool in screen printing, and especially they used to screen print stickers this way too. And you used to get, like, remember you'd get a vinyl sticker and you could see the raised ink a little bit of all the colors. Or you'd get a ceramic mug and there'd be a printing on the mug, but it would be raised ink. You know, it'd be a nice screen print. It would make it feel like something. Today's printing processes are as cheap as it gets. Very little ink. And, you know, for some people, they might like that. But it can give a very factory look. You know, not a very unique look. And again, the shirt came pretty wrinkly. That's pretty crumb-bummy already. But the most important part, how much does the fabric weigh? So we're going to find out today using this sample cutter for the very first time. I've only tried this one other time with our shirt. Yes, I don't have the bump. Our shirt, of course, coming in the heaviest out of all the shirts we'll be displaying. We will always be on the bottom of the leaderboard. with this. So this is how you do it. You can't just weigh this shirt because, yeah, they've screen printed it. Every size is different, right? This happens to be a medium. It's the only one that they had, or they didn't have a large. So I got the medium, and yeah, you can't just weigh a shirt because, yeah, the size is going to be different. The threads are different. The amount of ink is always going to be different. So that's going to give you an inaccurate reading. So what you want to do, and I'll show you how this works. You take this and you've got your little plastic base. I learned this from a viral Instagram guy who was getting ripped off by his supplier. He was going, I ordered 16-ounce shirts. And these came in and I'm like, man, these don't feel no 16-ounce. So I'm testing. And then he showed me how to do this. And I go, remarkable. This is a way we could get to those dirty, rotten, cheapskate fools. A definitive answer on the quality of shirt use. So you put that down there, nice. And then you throw this on top. This is the part that I hope I remember here. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to remove this little dial like that. You're going to push down. And then you're simply going to turn. And you're just going to keep turning. Okay, and let's see if that worked. Beautiful. Look at this. A perfect sample. Now, this is the industry standard size of fill in the blank. I don't memorize that much. It always shocks me when somebody knows all that stuff. It's like, did you study this all up and like learn how to be a presenter of something? It really, try making a YouTube video where you're like explaining all the features of a car. It seems like really easy. Get in a car, try doing that. You'd be like, so the radio is right here and it's, of course, pretty good quality. And that's about all you'll have to say. Okay, so we've got our swatch
That's
here.
The best part
Ooh.
is this is a totally fair contest.
This is a totally fair contest.
We're going to find out.
Every week on the show for a period of time, we're going to weigh. We're going to take the sample.
We're going
to weigh.
Shirt from each pod. We got to find out.
Yeah, we're going to do them all. So let us know who's got, and we want to work with their newest release, okay? Their newest release. So hopefully Jules or somebody wrote down all those other facts I had about the shirt, because the shirt is no more. It's got a big hole in it. And now we're going to get to the weighing here. Uh-oh, it looks like we've gone out of calibration again. It's a good thing I brought this. Let's see if I'm doing this right. 100. Now, I don't know. Do I do another click once it says 100? Or do I just take it off? Let's see. 100.
You got to zero it out with that thing on.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
There we go. Now take it off. Nope. No, that's not the way to do it.
Yes, because are you going to put that? Then you don't need to do anything with that at all.
Yeah, you do. Watch.
What?
Trust me on this. I've done this 4 or 5 times already. Hold on. Okay, now 100. Now you take it off. 0. And okay, very close. Yes. There you go. 100. No. Well, it's just one little.
No,
it's going to do that. No, look, it's depending on how this is moving. That's just one. I mean, that's the small. We're not going to even count those. We're only going to count the first 4 numbers here. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to just fold it to fit on top of here. This is the moment of truth. Here we go. Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, 2 Bears, 1 Cave. Let's see the weight. Could you read that there? Are you able to read that?
1.900 is what I see. Is
1.900. Okay. 1.900. Thank you for that. And now. Oh. We put them on the board. Yes, the board, everybody. Thank you. The H fell off. All right, 2 Bears, 1 Cave. They're going to go on the board here.
It's a cheaply made board for cheap champions, okay?
Need that marker. Okay, hold on a second here. There's too much stuff. Okay, what was the weight there?
It was 1.900. So you could
1.900. And now, hold on. There's a better system for all of this. Look at this. Wait till you see this. A mini easel.
Where'd the H go? It's killing me.
It's right there on the floor. I just can't reach it. There you go. The board. Look at that. We stayed up all night making this.
No, we did. It took 5 minutes.
The Cheap Champs. And until we get something better. But look, this is the beauty of it because it's just going to...
It's like star in a reasonably priced car.
You know what we'll do? And then, the next one we do, we move on with a ranking. And the worst one is always going to be at the top. So far, 2 Bears, 1 Cave
Is the
with
winner.
1.9.
Cheapest shirt in the history of Cheap Champions.
Cheap Champions. Now that I got all the tools, now I know I'm familiar around all the tools here. This next one should go rather smooth. And we'll do this all season here. And we'll see who has the cheapest shirt. Okay, you can cut your break and we'll be right back. Thank you, Cheap Champions.